ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादा सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। So today we'll start discussion from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the whole thing is about the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. In the first verse of Madhya Leela, chapter 6, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said, Naumitam Gaura Chandram Ya Kutarka Karshashashayam Sarvabhaumam Sarvabhuma Bhakti Bhumanam Acharata. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord Gaurachandra, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, who converted the hard-hearted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the reservoir of all bad logic, into great devotee. Jaya Jaya Gaurachandra, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktaranda. So when Lord Chaitanya, he entered the Jagannath Puri, he was in so much of ecstasy that he forgot everything. And he just entered the temple and he fell down in front of Lord Jagannath as like a stick. He was totally unconscious. He was not having any sense of his exterior senses or what's going on around him. And seeing that, all the pandas and devotees, they thought that this person is dead. And they were actually disturbed because someone who has directly entered the inner sanctum of the temple and he's lying in front of the Lord. And because he is in the sannyas robe, so those days people still had a respect for sannyasis. So they were keeping distance from him. And that news went to the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was the greatest logician of that time. Sarvabhauma means literally who has conquered the earth with his capacities of logic, Tarkic. Actually, he was from Navadvip, the residence of Navadvip. His father, Narahari, Visharada, he is also called as a Visharada. Previously, Visharada was designation given to those great scholars who were topmost Vedantist, means who knows the Vedic conclusions and who used to preach and live according to that. So he was the son of Narahari Visharada and his brother was Vidyavachaspati. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, whose name was Vasudeva actually. So he went to the Mithila because those days, like in 13th, 14th century, Mithila was considered as the place of logic. There was a great scholar who used to, I forgot his name, but he was some Mishra, who used to teach in his Gurukul about logic. So Vasudeva, from all the way to Navadvip, he went to the Mithila. He stayed there and he became, or he excelled in the logic. So when he came back from there, he never brought a single book of logic from there, but everything was in his head. So when he came back and he started his Gurukul in Navadvip, and because of him, Navadvip became so famous. Those days, Navadvip was like a hub of the universities. It was called as in Vidyanagari. So he started, and by seeing his excellence in logic, Maharaj Pratap Rudra, he honored him. He called him to Jagannath Puri. And besides him, he offered him a golden throne where he used to sit, and time to time, Maharaj Pratap Rudra, he used to ask him to give commentary or give seminars or lectures on Vedanta Sutra in his assembly. So those are the kings at that time. They were like great pandits also, not only a king, but they were also scholars. Otherwise, how one will have an inclination to hear about the Vedanta and that into the assembly of king? And Maharaj Prataprudra, he honored him by giving like palace to stay, and he was the chief of Jagannath temple, also being a Raja Purohit. And he spent almost his life there. He was very old, as further we will see that when his brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya, he told him about Lord Gauranga. Who is Lord Gauranga? Sarvam Bhattacharya was considering merely a very young brahmachari, a young sannyasi, as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and who is really handsome. So, to make him firm in his sannyas, he wanted to teach him Vedanta Sutra. Because those days, Sarvam Bhattacharya was well known for his knowledge in Advaita Vedanta. And that's why all the great sannyasis and great scholars of Advaita Vedanta, they used to come to him to learn that Advaita Vedanta. And he used to teach them. So, being a fatherly figure and seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as very young sannyasi, he thought that I should teach him Vedanta Sutra. But Gopinath Acharya, being a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, because he came to know from Mukunda Datta that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken a sannyas and he is moving to Jagannath Puri to spend his life there in the service of Lord Jagannath, staying there. He was very happy, but he never seen Lord Chaitanya in sannyas robe. So when he came and he saw, he was moved by seeing Lord Chaitanya. And then he started explaining to Sarvam Bhattacharya that Lord Chaitanya is none other than Lord Krishna himself. But being a logician and Advaita Vedantist, he never believed in that, Sarvam Bhattacharya. And here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he gives the narration between the discussion of Sarvam Bhattacharya and Mahaprabhu. He says here, Prabhura Saundaryara Premira Vikara Dekho Sarvabhauma Haila Vismitapa. Sarvam Bhattacharya was very surprised to see the personal beauty of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as well as the transcendental transformations wrought unto his body due to the love of God. When he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in front of Jagannath lying there, so just to find it out whether he is alive or dead, because sometimes what happens, if you see something which you are longing for years together, and when you get that all of a sudden, then you may leave your body also. So for Mahaprabhu, Lord Jagannath was like a goal of life, to see him. Because Lord Jagannath is none other than the Mahabhava Prakasha Swarup, the most magnificent uh, exhibition of topmost Madhurya Bhava. And by seeing that, Mahaprabhu was so much attracted, he just fell down. And just to check it out whether he's alive or dead, सार्वभौम भट्टाचार्य सूक्ष्म तुला आणि नासान अग्रे ते धरिला इष्ट चलाय तुला देखी धैर्य हैला. He brought a thin piece of a cotton in front of his nose, and when he saw that it's moving, then he was quite satisfied. And then he asked other people to take him to his house. So they brought him to Lord Sarvam Bhattacharya's house. There, Mahaprabhu took rest for a while. And same time, Gopinath Acharya came and he explained Sarvam Bhattacharya that the sannyasi is none other than Lord Krishna himself. But he was not ready to accept that. Then they offered him nice prasad because that's the duty of Grihastha, that they should call brahmacharis or sannyasis to their house and feed them, because Grihastha ashram is the only ashram which has freedom to earn money. Brahmachari, vanaprastha and sannyasis, they are not meant to make money. So they were taken care by the Grihasthas. And the ideal Grihastha is he who takes care of them physically, by providing them food and clothing. So same way he called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house and he fed him nicely. And after having prasadam, then Sarvabhauma said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shigra Karaha Madhyana Muni Bhiksha Dino Aji Mahaprasad. The Bhattacharya informed all of them that please take your midday baths immediately. Today I shall offer you Mahaprasad, the remnants of food offered to Jagannath. Then Mahaprabhu and others, they went to the, like Nityanand Prabhu, all they came, and with them they went, they took bath, came back after Madhyana. And then he fed them nicely. And that time, Namo Narayana Bali, Namaskar Karila, Krishna Matir Astu Bali, Gosai Kahila. Offering his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvam Bhattacharya said, Namo Narayana. I offer my obeisances to Narayana. In return, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishnera Mati Astu. Your attention be on Krishna. Shuni Sarvabhauma Mane Vichara Karila, Vaishnava Sannyasino, Vachane Janila. Because generally, when Mayavadi sannyasis, their conception is that when one takes sannyas, he becomes Narayana. Dandadharana Matrena Naro Narayana. That's why Sarubhan Bhattacharya, when he saw Mahaprabhu, he offered him pranam, saying, Namo Narayana. And after hearing that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in return, he replied that Krishna Mati Astu. After hearing that, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately thought, oh, he must be a Vaishnava sannyasi. गोपीनाथाचार्य कहे सार्वभौम गोसाई र जानीते चाही कहा पूर्व ashram. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he asked Gopinath Acharya that I want to know the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's previous situation, his Purvashram. As a Grahastha, who is he, what, from where he has come. Because this thing you should not ask directly to the Brahmachari or Sannyasi, from where they are born and what their caste, that is considered as a offense. So he has asked it to Gopinath Acharya, who was his brother-in-law. Then he said, गोपीनाथ आचार्य कहे नवद्वीपे घर जगन्नाथ नामा पड़वी मिश्र पुरंदर. He said that there was a man named Jagannath who was resident of Navadvip and whose surname was Mishra Purandar. Actually, all these Mishras, they came from Mithila. They moved to Navadvip. So Jagannath Mishra, father of Lord Gauranga, he was also from Mithila and he moved to Navadvip. And then he says, Vishwambara Namayahar Tarayuha Putra Nilambara Chakravarti Hayena Dauhitra. Then he said he is the grandson of Nilambar Chakravarti and son of Jagannath Mishra, and his name was Vishwambar. Sarvabhauma kahe Nilambar Chakravarti Vishwar Deva Sambandhiyat Yehi Khyate. The Bhattacharya said Nilambar Chakravarti was a classmate of my father, Maheshwar Vishar. I knew him as such. Mishra Purandara Taramanya Hino Jani Pitar Sambhande Doha Ke Pujya Karimani. Jagannath Mishra Purandar was respected by my father. Thus, because of their relationship with my father, I respected both Jagannath Mishra and Nilambar Chakravarti. Nadiya Sambandhe Sarvabhauma Rushka Haila Pritahana Gosaira Hite Lagila. Hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belongs to Nadia district, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very pleased and addressed the Lord as follows. Sahajai Pujyatumi Arat Sannyasa Ateva Hatomar Aminija Dasa. You are naturally respectable. Besides, you are a sannyasi. Thus, I wish to become your personal servant. The purport Prabhupada says, a sannyasi is always to be worshipped and offered all kinds of respect by grihasthas. Although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was older than the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya respected him as a sannyasi and as one who had attained the topmost platform of spiritual ecstasy. Thus the Bhattacharya certainly accepted him as his master. Shuni Mahaprabhu Kaila Shri Vishnu Smaran Bhattacharya Kahe Kichu Vinaya Vachan. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this from the Bhattacharya, he immediately remembered Lord Vishnu and began to speak humbly as follows. Ami Balaka Sannyasi Bhandamandana Hi Jani Tomara Ashrayan Nilun Guru Karimani. Then Mahaprabhu, he showed his utmost humility and he closed his eyes as he heard, because he is a sannyasi, that's why Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is giving him so much of respect. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was elderly person. On top of that, he was the great scholar of that era. And he is saying that accept me as your servant, because you are a grahastha, because you are a sannyasi, I am a grahastha, so it's my duty irrespective of your age, ashrama is greatest, so I should be your servant. So Mahaprabhu there, he's showing his humility. He says that I'm a young sannyasi and I actually have no knowledge of what is good and what is bad. Therefore, I'm taking shelter of you and accepting you as my spiritual master. Tomara sangalage moraiya gamana sarva prakare karibi amaya palana. I have come here only to associate with you and I am now taking shelter of you. Will you kindly maintain me and in all respect? Aji haila mar badai vipatti taha haite kaile tumi amara avyahate. The incident that happened today was a great obstacle for me, but you have kindly relieved me of it. Then Bhattacharya said, do not go alone to the deity room or to see Lord Jagannath in temple. That's my word of caution for you. Then Mahaprabhu said, I shall never enter the temple, but shall always view the Lord from the side of Garuda Stambha. So even if you today go to Jagannath Puri, have you been to Jagannath Puri? Exactly behind the Garuda Stambha, there is one big door which is always closed actually. On the left hand side of that door, on the stone frame of that door, you will find the prints of three fingers on that. Actually, that was the place where Lord Chaitanya used to stand and he used to have a darshan of Lord Jagannath. He never went inside, actually. Because he used to stand there and see the Lordship from there. Because of that ecstasy, even that stone got melted. And you can clearly see the tip of his three fingers impression on that stone wall. Sarvam Bhattacharya then told Gopinath Acharya, take Goswami ji and show him Lord Jagannath. Also, the apartment belonging to my maternal aunt is in a very solitary place. Make all arrangements for him to stay there. Then Gopinath Acharya took Mahaprabhu to that place and showed him that where he can get water and all the arrangements for, because sannyasi what they need to purify externally and internally, they need a water. So first thing that he showed that your place where you are staying, this is the water, this place you can take bath, everything he showed him. Then Mukund Datta, who was the friend of Gopinath Acharya, both of them, they came to Sarvam Bhattacharya. After leaving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his apartment, today we call that place as a Gambira, which is like maybe a mile from the Jagannath Puri temple. So they came back to Sarvam Bhattacharya. And then Sarvam Bhattacharya, seeing them, he said, Prakriti Venita Sannyasi Dekhilya Sundara Amara Bahu Priti Bade Ihara Upar. The sannyasi is very meek and humble. And by seeing him and his beautiful personality, my affection for him has increased. And then he asked from which sampradaya he has taken sannyas. And what is his name? Because in Shankara Sampradaya, they have like a 13 different titles to the sannyasis. Then Gopinath Acharya, he said that Nama Shri Krishna Chaitanya Guru Ihara Keshava Bharti Mahadhanya. His name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya and his spiritual master is Keshav Bharati. Then Sarvabhauma said, "Oh, Yara Nama Sarvottama Bharati Sampradaya Ino Haina Madhyama." That Sri Krishna is a very good name, but he belongs to Bharati community, therefore he is a second class sannyasi. There is a categorization. In sannyasis also according to the name. He said he belongs to Madhyama category. Then Gopinath Acharya said, Gopinatha kahya nahi bhaya apeksha atayeva bada sampradaya nahika apeksha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not rely on any external formality. There is no need for him to accept the sannyas order from the superior sampradaya. निरंतरया काले वेदांत शक्तिला वैराग्यद्वैत मार्गे प्रवेश करिला. When considering all these things, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thought that I should teach him Vedanta. Vedanta philosophy that will help him to remain fixed in his renunciation. And then he can enter upon the path of monism. Because his concern was that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his full-fledged youthful life. Because when he was just 24 when he took a sannyas. And he was one of the handsome. He's a Lord. Combination of Radha and Krishna, then you can imagine what kind of beauty must be having. So seeing that, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was thinking, oh, already he has taken sannyas from a second class sannyas. Then he's so youth, handsome. He need to have strong vairagya. So let me recite Vedanta every day for him. Make him understand that, and I should increase his renunciation. Kahena yade purnabhya yoga patta diya samskara kariya uttama sampradaya aniya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then suggested, if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would like, I could bring him into the first class sampradaya by offering him saffron cloth and performing a reformatory process again. See, that's what the capacity of Grihastha those days. Shuni Gopinatha Mukunda Dukhi Dukhi Haila Gopinatha Acharya Kichu Kahite Lagila. After hearing this, Mukundat and Gopinath Acharya, both they were unhappy in their heart. And then Gopinath Acharya, therefore, he addressed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya as follows. And he told him, now he is going to explain who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhattacharya tumi yar na jana mahima bhagavatta lakshanir ihaite sima. My dear Bhattacharya, you do not know the greatness of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the symptoms of Supreme Personality of Godhead are found in him to the highest degree. Tahate vikhyataiyo paramishvara ajnasthane kichuna he neragochara. Then Gopinath Acharya continued. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is celebrated as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are ignorant in the connection, in this connection, the conclusion of knowledge, men very difficult to understand. Shishyagana kahe Ishwara kaha kona pramane Acharya kahe vidyamata Ishwara lakshane. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was with his disciples. So then disciples, they said, okay, by what evidence do you conclude that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord? Gopinath Acharya replied, the statement of authorized Acharyas who understand the Supreme Personality of a Godhead are proof. Because as said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vidanti tattvas tattva vidam tattvam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavani. That absolute truth can be realized in 3 phases. That was the conclusion of great Tattvavid. The great personalities who knows the absolute truth, they have told us. They say that Lord can be realized in 3 different phases: Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So based on that, you can understand about the personality of a Godhead and the symptoms of the personality of a Godhead from the people who knows him. Then the disciples, because being a logician or tarkic, they had so many tarkas, arguments. So the Shishyas, the disciples of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, then they asked, Shishya kahe Ishvara Tattva Sadi Anumane Acharya kahe Anumane Maheshwara Jane. See, there are 4 ways to understand. Pratyaksha, Shabda, Anuman, and Itihas. So, here, this is that with Anuman. The disciples of Bhattacharya said, we receive knowledge of the absolute truth by logical hypothesis, through Tarka. But again, scripture says, Tarko Vihaya. You can understand through Tarka. So Gopinath Acharya replied, one cannot attain real knowledge of Supreme Personality of a Godhead by such a logical, hypothetical and arguments. Anumana pramana nahe Ishwara tattva jane kripa vina Ishwara kehana hi jane. Gopinath Acharya said, one cannot understand the Supreme Personality of a Godhead one can understand the Supreme Personality of a Godhead only by His mercy, not by guesswork or hypothesis. Ishwara kripalesha hayata yahare seita Ishwara tattva jani bepare. The Acharya continued, if one receives but a tiny bit of Lord's favor by dint of devotional service, he can understand the nature of the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. And we have example like Dhruva Maharaj. What was his age? 5. And he was able to understand who Lord is. How? He himself explains in his prayers to the Lord that by the touch of the conch shell of the Lord on his forehead, he got all the Vedic knowledge. So by dint of mercy of Lord, one can able to understand the Lord. If you render devotional service and Lord gets pleased with that and He favors you, Tesham, as Lord says, Tesham yamanu kampatam aham jnanam ajam taman ashayami atma bhavaso jnana deepena bhasvata. By seeing their devotional endeavor, I show my special mercy upon them and I enlight that knowledge in their hearts. So Vedic knowledge you can just earn through your own endeavor. You can earn it through causeless mercy of the Lord. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he quotes from the prayers offered by Brahma in Srimad Bhagavatam 14th chapter. Athapite deva param vajatvayam rasadaleshanugrahita yevahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanyayeko picharam vichinman. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate in order to understand the Supreme Personality of a Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. Who is saying this? Who is he? The first person who got the Vedic knowledge in this whole universe. And he is saying, just by studying the Vedic knowledge, you are not going to understand Lord. So what do you need? Prasada leshanu grahita. Lesha. Leshamata. Even this much of the mercy of the Lord you get, you will understand all the Vedic conclusions. Yadyapi jagadaguru tami shastra jnanavana prithvi tena hi pandit tumara samana ईश्वरेर कृपालेश नाही का तुम्हाते अतएव ईश्वर तत्व न पारजानिते. See, such a big thing that Gopinath Acharya is going to, he has spoken to Gopi Sarvam Bhattacharya. Someone who is really respectable is telling that person that you don't have mercy of the Lord. Very politely he says, Yadyapi Jagat Guru Tumi Shastrera Jnanavan. You are a greatest scholar and a teacher of many disciples. Indeed, there is no other scholar like you on the earth. Nonetheless, because you are bereft of even a pinch of the Lord's mercy, you cannot understand Him, even though He is present in your home. See, this is what happens, People, they wanted to see Lord. Because nowadays, seeing is believing. If there is a Lord, show us. But are you qualified to see Him? He says that. Yadyapi Jagat Guru Tumi. You may be the world spiritual master. Spiritual master of the whole world. You may have thousands of disciples. But what is the problem with you? Ishwarera kripa lesha nahika tomati. But you don't have the pinch of mercy of the Lord. And that's why you can't understand. Like once, the husband of Mirabai, Rana, he asked Mirabai that, can you show me that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna? She said, okay, right now I will show you, come. And she took him in front of Lord Giridhari. Her own deity is at home. And she said, right here is Giridhari. He said, no, not this one. I want to see actual Krishna in Dwapar Yuga, So she told him that, see, even Duryodhana, who was right in front of the Lord, whom Lord has shown his partial Vishwarupa also. And on top of that, one of his daughter got married to Lord's son. Still, Duryodhana was not able to see the Lord as the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. Then what to speak of you? Because he never got the mercy of Lord. He was an offender of the Lord. So offenders, they can't see the Lord, And Lord says, Mudoyam na vijanati, the fools and rascals. That's what Prabhupada translates that. Muda means fools and rascals. They never know me. And if we see, all we are the same, Why? Because Ashochanand Vashochastvam Pragyavalanchivase. We really know what is what, and we lament for that which is not meant for lamentation. So all we are fools. So how is it possible for us to see the Lord? Even the greatest scholar like Sarvam Bhattacharya, he was not able to see the Lord as it is, as right he is in front of him. Then what to speak of us? Then how to understand? And that we will discuss on next Friday. Today we will stop it here. And we'll continue from text 87 of Madhya Leela, chapter 6. श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत भक्त